this tutorial about Git, and today we will be looking into Stash in Git, and we'll see what Stash is and when and where we can use it and how it is useful. So as you know, we talked about three architecture of Git. So there was working directory, then staging index, and that repositories. So Stash is something like a fourth area where we can put our code or something when we are working. So let's see what it is and how it is useful. So if you remember, we were working before with um, this example, which is Git demo, and oh sorry. So we had this branches. So we had one master branch and one new function branch. And in my previous video, we merged changes from new function to master. And let's suppose after that we keep working on master and we made some changes after that merge. And in parallel, this new function branch also kept moving forward. And if I see the log in master branch, that is git log. So here was the merge which we did from new function, and then version 5 is something like in master it moved forward, and now it's version 5 in master. And let's see what is there in new function. So let's check out new function. So now I have switched to this, and this, let's see the log here. So now let's suppose we are working on new function branch, and we were doing some changes. So let's make some change here. So uh, making change, working on new function, and additional functions. So let's keep it simple. So now let's suppose we made this change, and if I go to and check my git status, you'll see I have something called saying that git is telling that I have modified index.html, and I can obviously add it and then either go back or move it into commit. But suppose during this time we had to go back to master branch, and now we had to work with the master, and we are not ready to either commit these changes into repository, but still we want to keep it safe and we don't want to lose it. So what we can do in that case is, we let's try to move there and see what happens. So I'll say git checkout master. So as soon as I do this, Git is telling that you cannot move or check out the other branch because we have some changes. So Git is telling either commit your changes or stash them. So what is stash? Stash is something when we can put our changes and we can keep them safe there, uh, and we can make our working directory clean so that we will be able to either move back to other branch or check out some other commit. So the command is git stash, and we can save it. So it's git stash save, and you can directly give some message here. So saving my changes of new function. So as soon as I do this, git will save this, and it will say okay, saved working directory and index state of new function, and this is the message which we gave. And if I do check out now, if I want to check out master, git will, okay, before that let's see what is our status of this new function branch. It's git status. So it's saying that our working directory is clean and there is nothing to work for this now. So it becomes clean and we can easily check out and move to master now. So I move to master Now since we have here we saved it, so let's clean this, sorry, clear this, and let's see now how to see what we have committed into stash, or not committed, it's not like commit, but it's similar to commits. So it is a working area where your changes got saved, and to see our changes we can do git stash list. So this is how git stores it. It names it stash at the rate and curly braces and 0. So 0, it's like a index, array index, which this first stash commit will be 0, and the next one will be 1 and 2 and so on. And then it's saying on what branch. So this is the branch where I made this stash save, and this is the message which I gave. Now interesting thing is, current now I am in master branch, but still I am able to see my stash changes. So stash is not connected to any repository or branch. It is available to everything. So think of a situation where I'm working on new function, but I want to move those changes and I want to get them into master. I can simply get or easily get them into master also. And to get something out of stash, the commands is git stash pop, or it's apply. So what is the difference in pop and apply is, apply will apply your changes to current branch and leave this copy of stash part in stash. So it will leave a copy, will still be available for you to work on them later on. But if you do pop, it will be gone, it will not be there anymore. So let's try to do pop first, and then we'll see how to do apply also. So if I do git stash pop, and if I don't give anything, it will take the first one. Else there is another way, I can do stash at the rate curly braces 0. So suppose if I had more than one, there is 1 2 3, then I can definitely give 0 1 or 2. And if I don't give this, by default it will take the first one, else it will take whatever I'm giving here. So if I do this, so it's saying auto merging index.html. So it's basically like any other merging or conflict. So there are conflicts available happening here. So your git is telling that there are conflicts and you have to manually merge them. So it is no different than merging any other branch. So if I don't want, I can definitely go back and I can do, okay, no, I don't want to do this. So now I have resolved the conflict, and if I check the status, so this index.html has been modified, and I can definitely do git add and then do git commit -m, and let's write a message, version 6, more changes. So you should write better messages. I'm just writing this here, very simple messages, but in real projects try to write meaningful messages. So if I check my status now, or let's check the log, so there is another change here, and you saw I made these changes on new function, but I got them out from stash and merged them here. And now if I see my branch, I'm still in master. So now let's do git checkout new function. So I'm switched to new function, and if I check git log here, I'm still there. And if I check git stash list, my changes are still there. And let's clear it, and let's apply those changes from stash to my repository again. So I can do git stash apply, and it made those changes back, and now I am back to my changes and I can work on them. And so now let's see our git stash again. So I have these changes. Now how to remove these changes? So there are two ways to do this. You can do either git stash drop and then name what you want to drop, this stash at the rate curly braces and the index number. Or there is another way where if you have many stash save and you don't want to do them one by one, you can do git stash clear and it will remove everything. So clear is a bit strong command and you should be careful while using it, and because it will remove everything. So let's do git stash clear, and if I do git stash list now, so there is nothing, everything is gone. So this is how you can use stash for your project, and you can save something, some work with that you are in middle and you don't want to commit it also, but you want to work on some other branch, so you can put it into stash and then keep working and use. So stash is very powerful and if used properly. Thank you so much for watching. So we'll see you in next video. Thank you. Bye bye.